In this video, which is part 4 of the candlestick chart for Chart.js, we're going to create the lines here. You can see here, if I refresh this, we have these lines here based on opening and closing. This, of course, is not yet the moving average. Why? Because the moving average should get the average based off historic data. So we're going to prepare first our data here, and then afterwards we're going to start to work on the moving average. First of all, we need to have the foundation of these lines, which we're going to make in this video. So let's start to continue on, and we're going to work here on creating a line on our candlestick chart here, and basically this line will be a moving average. But of course, because we're not done yet, we will just make first a basic line, and probably the next video will focus on calculating the formula for the moving average. So let's start to work on this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll down here, and what we need is basically create a new plugin here below. And this new plugin we're going to call the moving average. And for now, because we have so limited data here, the moving average will be maybe 3 items or something like based on 3 days. So I'm going to copy that, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say here constant moving average, and then I'm going to say ID, that will be equal to this, and then I'm going to say here the moment we want to draw it. So when would we like to draw this specific item? Well, what we want to do is with the moving average, if ever it would go here on top, we want to make sure that it is visible on these bars or these candlestick lines and bars. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say here, after data sets draw, we're going to draw this. We're going to say here the same variables, chart, arcs, and plugin options. Then here we're going to say here constant, and then here again object destructuring. If you want to understand it, please check my video in the description box. Then what I'm going to say here CTX, because we want to draw on the item or on the canvas. Next, what we might need is, I guess, the data, and we might need the scales X and Y. So if ever we need something else, we can add it up, and if ever something is not necessary, we can always remove it. So once we did that, ctx.save, put that in there, and now we can start to work on this. So what I want to do here, and this is very important because we're working with a bar, and now we're also going to work with a line. Basically, the line will be based on the center here. Remember that. So this is the center. It will follow that structure here. So that would mean that the side from this point to here will have no line. And same from this point to there, or to the end, to the right side, has no line as well, because we only have these points here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say here ctx.begin path. We're going to start to draw on the item. Then what I want to do is we want to give it a color. So we have a color here above, I think as, well, we have already the line here black. So I'm not sure if we should use black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use here the gray color that Chart.js uses by default for their scales and text, etc., etc. So I'm going to say here ctx.stroke style equals RGBA, and then here 102, 102, 102, and here 1. Alright, so once we have this, what I want to do next is here start to draw the item, and what I need for that is basically going to say ctx.move to, very similar to what we did previously. So now what we need to do here is to figure out the position on the left side, and basically want to have here move to would be based on the values here. And then the only thing here what we have to consider, what is the value we want to use for the moving average? I did some research, and probably most likely it is based on the I guess it's the opening or the closing value. So in this case I'll just say here the closing value will be the leading one. So I'm going to say here ctx.move to, and then I'm going to say here, let's say a chart dot, let's grab here the get data data set meta. I'm going to say here first index 0, and then say here dot data 0.x. So if we do this, you will notice that this will not be exactly on the opening, or opening or closing value. So we have to later on grab the specific one here. However, this will be on the left side here, and then of course here for the Y we need to grab that. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. For the Y we need to grab the vertical level, while this one is specifically on the horizontal level. So let me show you so you have an understanding what we're doing here. So let me just copy this, put it in here, and let me say line 2. I'm going to say here, let's make this 20, and then I'm going to say here ctx dot stroke to draw the line. If I save that, refresh, there we are. Or alright, that's here above. You can see here it is aligned, but it says here above. So now what we need to do is here's the Y value. So for the Y value we need to get basically the item. So I'm going to say here ctx, well in this case probably we can use here the data. I'm going to get data here, data dot, and this data will have data sets index 0 dot data index 0 dot, and then what we want here is the number. And I guess here if this is the, I guess let's say the closing value, we're going to put in here the C for closing. And I'm going to grab this, and then we have here what we want to do here again, but this is the first line. Basically if we start here, I want to draw the next line wherever we go. So basically it closes down here, then I want to go here, and then I go etc, etc. Of course later on this doesn't have to be very concise or exact, because we're going to use later on the moving average. So I'm just going to put in this for now, so you have at least an understanding here. Alright, so this works. And what we need to do here, closing, is this. So what happened here, let me explain this here. This value here has not been converted into a pixel value. So what I'm going to say here, x dot, y, we need to get the vertical level, so y, let's say get pixel for value, and then we're going to put in parentheses here. So, and we're going to do the same with the upper one here, and then another parentheses. Save, refresh. Alright, so now we get this. You do notice that this doesn't move as nice as the other. There is a way to do it. I will have to look into that, we make maybe a separate line in there. That will be probably for the next video, but right now we have this. What I want to do now is I want to loop through this here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say here, this is very important because we're going to start here with the move to as the index 0. So this will be a for loop, not a for each loop. So I'm going to say here, let I equals 0, or not even equals 0, because we can do equals 1. And this, what I want to do then is I need to move this down here. Why? Because only I want to loop this one here. This one, move to, is a starting point. So we don't need to loop that, or else we get like multiple independent lines. So we can say here for loop, then the curly braces. Alright, that works nicely. It jumps automatically here. So then I'm going to say here, this will be based on the I. And we're going to say here I. We will loop through I as long as I is smaller than. And then what we're going to grab here is basically we can say here data, just this here. I'm going to grab this data here, data dot length. I will extract the full length of this, semicolon I plus plus. Alright, so we have this. Then I'm going to change here. This I needs to be also in here. Save that. Refresh. There we are. So now we get already something, but of course we still need to create still our moving average by calculating that. Next video we're going to fine tune this and we're going to start calculating the item, but for that we need probably a bigger data range. So I'm going to recommend you to prepare that in advance.